Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited. First of all, I get to hang out with Jen Craven. Jen, thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the cafe on today. We are so excited to have you here, and we're going to talk about your new release, The Baby Left Behind. Of course,
Yeah.
everybody, you know how we do it here. A like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because we are hanging out with Jen Craven on today. And Jen, I'm going to allow you to start us off by introducing yourself to our friends today.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. I love meeting with groups and any sort of readers to talk about books and writing and all the publishing world. It's super fun. So I've been writing for many years. I started doing like personal essays and other things that in the mommy sphere, a lot of mommy blogging and those sorts of things. And then it wasn't until about 2019 when I kind of got the idea in my head of, I wonder if I could write a book. I've always been an avid reader. And so once I did, the spark was lit and it was full steam ahead. And now I'm just absolutely loving it.
I love that. I love that. Where they are giving you love and they're coming on in. We have Myra Cook hanging out with us today. We have Midnight Ace Book Bar hanging out with us today. We have LaShawn Hawks hanging out with us today. Caitlin is hanging out with us today as well. We love it. We love it. And I wanted to ask you this, Jen, because I was doing a little, checking on like the things that you write or what have you. And I read that you write contemporary women's fiction that tell us it's pretty much that um it's featuring flawed protagonists, but
Mhm.
they usually have to make some type of questionable decision. Tell us about that, because look, the word is questionable decisions.
That's right. I love a good moral dilemma. And so if I can put my characters in these split second decision situations where they're sort of their guts telling them one thing, their conscience is telling them another, and they make a choice, and then the rest of the story is examining the fallout and the ramifications of that choice.
I love that. I love that. Guys, if you're just joining us, I'm hanging out with Jen Craven on today. And guess what, guys? This is her latest release. Okay, y'all ready? The Baby Left Behind. And
That's
Jen, of course,
right.
I love it. We're going to talk about the title and we're definitely going to talk about this cover, my friend. Now, tell us a little bit about the title, The Baby Left Behind, because already with the title, you get that questionable decision in there.
That's right.
But tell us
Yeah,
about that.
so it is women's fiction, book club fiction with elements of suspense. And
Oh.
I like to refer to the genre as domestic suspense. So my stories
Mhm.
usually, sit around like female protagonists, the family, relationships, and there's always going to be some sort of emotional journey. And so this one, we definitely wanted to allude to the suspense with that title. And so my publisher came up with it. They designed the cover and it's just great. It really captures the story.
I love that. I love that. And first of all, you have me. I love a little bit of suspense in there as well. Now, can you spill a little tea for us? Was The Baby Left Behind, was that your original working title for this story, or it kind of evolved?
That's a great question. It actually wasn't my original working title.
Oh.
Titles are so hard, and I know so many authors struggle with them. And some of them have an idea at the beginning, others write the whole book, and then the title sort of comes to them. So I had a working title, but then once I was really, you know, paring it down with the publisher, we wanted something that was very commercial, that was going to grab the reader's attention. And I'm published by Book Couture, who's out of the UK, and it really fit in their catalog perfectly with a lot of their other books that are in this genre.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And Midnight Ace Book Bar, she said, yes, domestic suspense. She loves that as well. And I'm so with Caitlin. She's like, even the title is intriguing. Yes, Caitlin, yes. Now, let's talk a little bit about the cover. And you didn't mention it for us as well. Even like Caitlin was saying, the title is intriguing. The cover is intriguing. So it's like when you mix the two together, it kind of like
Mhm.
sucks you in and you're like, okay, I want to know more. And of course, you definitely want to, if you have the book, you want to flip the back and read the blurb, or you want to, start reading it right away. But yeah, tell us about this cover and how it came about and what was your impression when you first saw it, because I love it.
So Bookouture works with some really skilled cover designers, and I think they really captured it because it has a bit of a mood to it. It's a little bit dark, but not in the thriller sense.
Right.
I think you still get the idea of motherhood, and I love the pop of the fuchsia with the blanket and then my name
Yes,
at the bottom. It really kind of jumps out at you. And I think the shadowing with the crib, and it really like it almost looks like there's a spotlight right on the crib, which is empty, which kind of gives you
exactly.
that like, oh my gosh, where's this baby sort of thing.
I love that. I love that. And thank you for like breaking down the title, because one thing, I mean the cover, because one thing about this particular book, and with books like it, I love how sometimes when the cover, sometimes it kind of gives you clues or it kind of gives you the suspense a little bit. It's like, ooh. So this cover is awesome. I love that. I love that. Guys, if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with Jen Craven on today. And guess what, guys? Her new release is The Baby Left Behind. Now, she told us a little bit, she spilled a little bit of tea about the title. We talked a little bit about the cover as well. And of course, if you guys have a question for Jen, definitely put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you. And of course, we will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of The Baby Left Behind. Now, Jen, can you share a little bit with us about what inspired this actual story?
Definitely. I love writing about motherhood. And so I wanted to explore sort of the other side of motherhood, which is the women out there suffering from infertility and who are desperate to become mothers, rather than just a story about a woman who already has children, which I love writing those too. But this one was sort of the other side of the spectrum. So I've never had to deal with infertility myself, but I talked to friends, family, some of my writer community who have, to really make it as authentic as possible in terms of the emotions and the whole situation that my character goes through. And so that sort of was the inspiration of it. And then once I knew that I wanted to have some suspense, a few plot twists thrown in, it was sort of like, okay, well, who's going to be on the other side? There's going to be a baby, but the baby had to come from somewhere, right? So we had to figure out
Right.
who is that other character with that backstory. And so that's sort of like you've got the two women here.
I love that. I love that. Now, okay, guys, if you have not read this story yet, let me just tell you, Jen, she hits you with a headliner. Okay. She starts off where it's like, you can't do anything but turn the page to see what's next. And one of the things is, even in the blurb, okay, y'all listen to this. It says, take him, please forgive me. Kate grips the note with trembling hands, looking down at the delicate bundle on her doorstep. As she reaches down to the baby, she knows she has finally got everything she's ever wished for. But is he hers to take? I was like, okay, this how she gonna hit us with a headliner with the blurb. It was like, okay, I gotta know more. What is this Kate up to? Why
Yes,
can't
I
she,
mean, well, can you imagine there's this woman who has longed for motherhood for years
yes,
and is desperate, and she's had this failed adoption, and just it's all she wants in life. And then boom, this baby shows up, and it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Like, I want to keep him, but I know I shouldn't. I should call the police, but maybe
right.
I'll just hold him for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's the next day, and then she's wrapped up in this snowball effect, and how's
Exactly.
she going to get out of it?
I love that. I love that. And you did a great job with that, with sucking us in. I love that. I love that. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with Jen Craven. Her latest release, The Baby Left Behind. And let me just tell you that the title is like everything. We are enjoying that as well. Now, Jen, speaking of like your characters or what have you in this particular book, can you share with us in you and your writing, and definitely for The Baby Left Behind, what came first? Was it the characters or was it the plot? Because this is some plot.
It's usually the plot for me. I usually have this
Oh,
idea of a strong hook, and then I kind of formulate the story around it and figure out who would be the type of people that would do this thing. So for me, it's always like that inciting incident that comes first. So for this book, it was like a baby on the doorstep. And so then I sort of said, okay, well, what leads the character to this, place, and then what happens afterwards. So I usually see that really pivotal scene, and then everything else develops.
wow. I love that. I love that. And LaShawn has a great question as well. She wanted to know, was it hard writing this? Because it sounds like it can get emotional for this particular story.
Definitely, it was emotional, and I really had to tap into a lot of those emotions, even if it wasn't, Kate, the main character, with her longing for children, and even if I couldn't experience that personally myself, I still had to imagine it and really kind of relate to some of my family and friends who have gone through those sorts of things. And then other characters, they always have their, wounds and their flaws, and so I have to, you know, kind of remind myself that I do wanna get in the mindset of the character, but at the end of the day, it is just a story. It's not my real life, so I have to kind of leave it on the page when I'm done for the day.
I love that. I love that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some of the characters in this story, The Baby Left Behind. Now, for you, Jen, can you tell us a little bit about, we got to know a little bit about Kate. Like, how would you describe her to us?
Kate is about 40, 41, and she has one sister who is like the golden child. And so Kate has always felt lesser than. She feels like she's the ugly sister, and her parents love her sister more, and her sister was able to have children, which is what like her mom always wanted. And so Kate always just feels like she's never lived up to the expectations. And so one of the things that she feels like she's lacking in is motherhood. And if she were just able to find a man and get married and have a family, then her mother would be happy. And so that's one of her motivations of doing what she does. But her character arc, of course, once we reach the end, is that she undergoes change and she realizes that she was fine as she was all along, and, to accept her own differences, and her mother loves her, and, all those sorts of things.
Wow. Wow. Now, okay, Jen, if you could spill a little bit of tea for us. Okay. When you think about the characters of The Baby Left Behind, is there a character, and there can be more than one, that was like the most interesting or kind of fun for you to write? Even though it got a little suspense element in there. And then on the flip side, is there a character in The Baby Left Behind that was a little more complex and at moments gave you pause? So kind of like a two-part question here.
Yeah, I think Kate's sister, her name's
Oh,
Becky, she
okay.
was fun to write because she's misunderstood. Like, Kate thinks she's this golden child, but she has problems of her own, and so it was fun to tapping into her voice, and she's always, like, perfect with the shiny hair, and Kate nicknames her Becky with the good hair. So so that
Okay,
was really
Becky with
fun.
the good hair.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun to write. One that was challenging was Jada, and I don't want to give any
Mm,
spoilers away of who Jada is in the story, but she's a younger woman, like in her early
mm.
20s, and has a lot of trauma in her life and is going through a lot of struggles. And so, again, I kind of had to tap into a lot of dark thoughts and
Mhm.
emotions. And so those were, just challenging.
Wow, wow. And now, and speaking of the, the characters or what have you, for you, and you talked a little bit about, having to tap into, just different emotions and stuff like that. But can you share with us what the research was like for this book?
Yeah, so I had to research about infertility, the adoption process, all of those sorts of things from Kate's perspective. And then our
Mm.
other main protagonist deals with a lot of substance abuse. So I had to research a bit about that and rehab stays and things along those lines. Again, I don't want to make any spoilers, but it did take some research, not like a historical fiction novel would. It's certainly set in contemporary times, but you definitely want to make sure that you get your facts right so the experience feels authentic.
I love that. I love that. And guys, I know y'all ready. Okay, I know y'all are on the edge of your seats. And yes, Jen is going to read us a little snippet, just a little bit. And Jen, I'm going to allow you to set it up for us, and then you can start.
So I think I picked a perfect selection because Angela, you read a little bit of the back cover, which is when she finds the baby, she picks him up, or she finds the note that's with him. So that's kind of where I'm going to pick up with this
Ooh.
reading. Says, a gust of wind makes me jump, sending my arm hairs even further on end. It's frigid out here, and if I'm cold, then surely an infant is even colder. This doesn't make any sense. Why there's an unattended baby on my doorstep. But the whipping cold has frozen all logic, and my first thought, my only thought, is to get this tiny being inside where it's warm. I reach down and lift the carrier from the ground. The motion makes the baby's head jiggle back and forth. For a split second, his cries stop, only to resume at an even higher decibel. A sliver of white pokes out from where it's wedged next to the blanket, near the baby's legs. I pull it out. It's a single sheet of white paper, heavy like cardstock, and about the size of an index card. On it are 5 words scrawled in a small spidery script. Take him. Please forgive me.
Woo, guys. Okay, so she is leaving us with the baby is found on the doorstep. We already know she got a decision to make. I love it. I love it. I love it. Jen, thank you so much for sharing a little bit of the baby left behind. Look, and Helen says she's like, woo, chilling. And we let's see, they're giving you some information. And LaShawn says, wow, I love it. I love it. And of course, guys, you already know we will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of The Baby Left Behind. It is live and in color. It's available in ebook, it's available in print. It is hot off the press as well. And again, we are so happy to have Jen Craven hanging out with us today, talking about The Baby Left Behind. Now, Jen, we have to play a round of this or that, my friend, but I
Okay,
promise you, there's no right or wrong answer. It's all things according to Jen Craven. Are you ready?
let's do it.
All right, let's get started. First up, Jen, audiobook or podcast?
Ooh, that's so hard. I'm gonna say audiobook just because I love fiction and I listen to them while I walk
Okay.
and run.
Okay. I love it. I love it. And Jen, let me just, and you may think the same thing. Let me tell you, audiobooks, most of the time when I describe audiobooks, I just say, you know what? It's just a whole nother level of reading. Just whole nother level of reading to listen to an audiobook. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. Okay, next up. Jen, we're taking a trip. Airplane ride or road trip?
As much as I don't like flying, I really don't like road trips. So I'm gonna take the plane.
Okay, got it. Jen is on the plane. No road trips for her. Okay, Jen, are we going to be on the countryside or are we in the city, my friend? Countryside or city?
I like to visit a city, but not live there.
Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, Jen, are you spring or fall?
Fall. Spring around here is muddy and wet.
Okay. All right, team fall for the win. I love it. I love it. Okay, stand in the thing of fall. Apple cinnamon or pumpkin spice?
I'm gonna go with apple cinnamon,
Oh, apple cinnamon. Okay,
like
I
a
love it. I
nice
love
warm
it.
apple
Okay,
pie.
now this next one. Oh, yes, yes. And the smell of apple pie. Oh my goodness. Okay, now Jen, this one we have to know for the cafe, my friend. Are you team tea or are you team coffee or team something stronger?
Believe it or not, I don't drink either, and I would prefer to get my caffeine through dark chocolate.
Ooh, dark chocolate. Okay, we got you, my friend. Dark chocolate. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for playing around of this or that for us as well. And of course, guys, there is a giveaway on today as well. And I'm going to allow Jen to share with us what the giveaway is going to be on today.
All right, guys. So I'm super excited for anyone who's listening. I have one free audiobook download of The Baby Left Behind to give out to one listener today.
Okay, Jen, I am super duper excited about that. Did y'all hear that? It's an audiobook download of The Baby Left Behind. How super cool is that? Now, Jen, I'm going to get you, my friend, to help me out. I'm going to go up and down the comment section, and you're going to tell me when to stop. And that person will be the winner of an audiobook copy of The Baby Left Behind. Okay, Jen,
Okay.
let me get my cursor ready. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
All right. Stop.
Okay. Let's see. Helen Gibson, you, my friend, are the winner of an audiobook copy of The Baby Left Behind. So if you will
Yay.
inbox me your information, I will definitely get that over to Jen Craven for an audiobook copy. As y'all can see, I'm super duper excited about that. An audiobook copy of The Baby Left Behind. Oh my goodness. Jen, the time goes by so fast. It has been amazing hanging out with you on today. But I want for you to share with the individuals on today. What did Jen Craven enjoy about writing The Baby Left Behind?
Oh gosh, I love the whole writing process, but probably just knowing that I'm creating a story that's going to touch readers and just suck them in, turn those pages, and stay up extra late.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that for us as well. And of course, in addition to that, guys, if you have a question or a comment for Jen, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you with that as well. And Jen, can you also share with us in your writing, and I'm sure it was with the baby left behind as well, are you a plotter or a pantser?
I am definitely a plotter. I like to have the whole snapshot of the book ready before I even start. So I do a really detailed outline and follow it pretty much to a T.
Oh wow, that is awesome. Now, do you also do do you have pictures of what things look like and stuff like that too, or you just mainly have like the outline and stuff like that laid out?
Mostly just the outline, usually in a bullet point form, and then as I get going, I like to do color-coded Post-its, especially if I'm working on a project that's multiple points of view, so then I can say, "Oh, Kate's in orange Post-it, Jada's a blue Post-it," and then I kind of map them all out so I can see the flow of the chapters.
I love that. I love that. Now, Jen, one last question. When you're not writing, what can we find Jen Craven doing?
So my background's actually in academia, so I still do teach at a local college, and so I can be doing that. I do some copywriting for clients. I'm reading. I'm busy with kids, so my plate's pretty full.
Wow. Wow. Well, Jen, thank you so much for joining us on today. It has been amazing hanging out with you, talking about your latest release, The Baby Left Behind. And I'm sure with the snippet that you read, the things that you've shared with us about this amazing, amazing, intriguing story as well, I know they are ready to know. Can you share with us how can they get their hands on a copy of The Baby Left Behind?
Absolutely. So it's available on Amazon in paperback, audiobook, and ebook. If you prefer to support local indie bookstores, you can go to bookshop.org and your purchase helps support indie bookstores and you can designate which one. You can also find me on my website and my other books are there. And find me on Instagram. That's where I'm the most active.
I love that. I love that. And thank you so much for sharing with us how that they can stay connected with you as well. And is there a website that they can go to and a newsletter as well?
Yes, my website is jencraven.com and there is a newsletter sign up. I try to send something out at least quarterly with some updates and behind the scenes and even some special sneak peeks. So you can definitely find me there.
I love that. I love that. And we will definitely make sure that we put Jen Craven's website information in the comment section for you guys so you can go to her website. I'm sure you can see any books from her backlist as well on there as well. You can sign up to for her newsletter, all of that good stuff. And you can follow her on social media as well. Jen, thank you so much for sharing with us The Baby Left Behind. As you can see, I have an ebook copy so you can see what it looks like on ebook. Jen has a print copy, so you can see that as well. And as she stated, it is available in audiobook as well. So whatever suits your fancy. And of course, when you are done reading the baby left behind, be sure to leave her review. I know that Jen Craven will be so appreciative of that as well. Of course, when you get your hands on a copy, don't forget to like, tag, and share. Take pictures, tag Jen Craven as well. I know that she will appreciate that as well. And Jen, I want to allow you, my friend, to have the last words of what you want to say to the cafe on today.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm just so grateful for everyone who tuned in. I love connecting with readers. So I hope you enjoy the book and definitely reach out to me. Let me know your thoughts.
I love that. I love that. Well, thank all of you for joining us and hanging out with us on the cafe here on today. Of course, we will put the information in the comment section of how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing, amazing story. We have had a great time hanging out with you. And again, Jen, thank you so much. And again, happy new release because I know this book is new. Is again, is hot off the press as well. And of course, guys, like I said, we will share with you of how you can get your hands on a copy. We'll put that in the comment section. And as we always say, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Get you a coffee.